King is back, baby. Come on, dance. Yo, Flex quick. He's fat.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Turnbuckle Weekly Podcast. We are back again.
We are.
Number what, 3 now?
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3 now, coming back again. I am, as always, your humble host, Casey.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is my hetero life mate, Leon, coming back with
What's
me
up?
again. Double emphasis on hetero life mate. Everybody thinks we're gay. We're not. All right, it's fine. We just hold hands in public.
We do not hold hands in public.
This is a very let's cut through the crap, man.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
a very good episode for me. I've been wanting to do this again a long time ago. When I restarted this thing, I was given 3 names of people who would probably love to talk to me. One of them was Mad Mex, who's hands down one of the most entertaining people I've ever talked to in my life. Another name was a wrestler up in Michigan. The third name was our guest today, Devin Parker. How you been, buddy? It's been a while.
Man, if I'm being honest, life's been chaotic. I'm tired a lot.
Yeah, you got a kid on the way, right? Like, that's great. It's exhausting, man.
Kid on the way, going to school and working, so it's a lot on me.
Yeah, man. I do the full time. I'm not built for school, but I do the full time work and the kids, and I'm telling you, dude. It's like there's no time for nothing. I'm really surprised that we get an hour a week to talk about wrestling through a microphone. Like it does get chaotic, but eventually it gets better. Once they start to get a little self-sufficient, you start to be able to like, all right, man, I could sit back and take a little break. They can make a peanut butter sandwich themselves. It's fine, man. It takes about 8 years to get you there, but eventually the sleep does return. I promise.
I think you're right. I mean, I'm never much of a sleeper anyways. I average about 5 hours of sleep now.
Oh yeah, no, that's all you really need.
I don't see it changing. I operate at a high function. I wrestle at the best level, so I mean,
You go, buddy.
I mean, that's one thing I wanted to get into is like you've taken a little break, but really looks like you're ready to come back and do some stuff. And I just want to remind people, like, because it has been a while, you've been away for a little bit. You know, people kind of forget that where you started versus like where you are now. You are two. Like they're two very different people. You started with Star Kid, who is how I discovered you, and then right as I start figuring out who you are, then you kick Mex's ear halfway off his head. and what makes me laugh is now Mex is a heel, so I'm like, dude, and you were sitting here talking trash about this guy. You just did the same thing he did.
It was the ear shot. That's what got it.
It's crazy. So go ahead and just remind us, like, how this whole thing come about. Did you start training with WWA, and then they were just like, you're Star Kid now, or was I can't remember quite the details on that one.
So I love the story of Star Kid, just because a lot of what I did in the WWA. So there's creative, obviously, and there's a lot of credit going on behind the scenes. But a lot of what I did in the WWA was created by mainly me. They had to get people's thumb of approval, but it was created by mainly me. And I can't take all the credit for Star Kid because there was a second creator in that. And if I wanted to give creative credit, I can. But when it comes to like brainchild, Star Kid was the brainchild of Stuntman Mikey and Devin Pointer.
It was. I felt like it was a really solid gimmick, though.
Yeah.
You know, like almost like a independent scene Hurricane. You know, and everybody loved Hurricane. You know.
Ironically, it wasn't supposed to be an independent scene Hurricane.
Really.
It was the first idea of Star Kid. I didn't even have a name, okay? But the first idea of me being this superhero
Right.
was, have you guys watched the TV show Arrow with Stephen Amell?
Yeah.
It's been a while, but
Yeah. I've seen all those shows.
I wanted to be the Green Arrow from
Gotcha.
that show.
Okay.
Like early Green Arrow from that show.
Where he was killing folks.
I was going to have a slogan, "You have failed this company." And at the time when I was creating this character or concept, there was a group, we were a heel dominant company, and most of the time we have been a heel dominant company, but there was this group called the Royal Three: Vanderpool, Chris Waddell, and Dakota Friends. And I wanted to run the John Cena Nexus storyline, but with me portraying Devin the Ref and this super alter ego with these two badass weapons, the Nightwing sticks, I don't know. And I would,
The
you
Cantos.
just see clips of me saying, "You have failed this company," and heels being laid out and stuff like that. And that's what Star Kid was supposed to be
Right.
originally. But it was hard for Devin the Ref to translate in ring because Devin the Ref was so good at reffing. And we didn't have a replacement. So, and by the time we found a replacement, the whole Nexus storyline couldn't work. Not that it was approved by any means, but it was my little dream child. And I noticed Mikey was also training. Mikey and I trained together. We were all in the same training class. It was us, 747, Munchie Gonzalez, and Matt Diesel.
Oh, Munchie.
Oh, Munchie.
We were all in the same. Training class for the most part, and me and Mikey watched a lot of those guys, and even people that came after us, pass us. Just pass us up. I'm not going to go too much into backstage tea.
Right.
A tag team that was going to be tag team champs. One of the partners made a decision that was against company policy, and he was let go. And it left the hole in the tag division. And then me and Mikey had this idea, because the rule of thumb is, if you want to get on the promoter's good side, you always say, "Hey, we can be what you need. We can be that thing that you're needing."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And we workshopped the Star Kid character and Stuntman Mikey to fit the role that it wasn't originally inspired for. Stuntman Mikey was supposed to be this guy who always set up these elaborate stunts but couldn't complete them, but he was happy to be there. Star Kid, supposed to be the dark vigilante, but he turned more into a hokey hero. And man, did I have fun being Star Kid.
I have fun watching those matches. Just some of the things that you and Mikey would do. You had a lot of really fun spots. Unfortunately, Mikey and we've been trying to set up a podcast right around the time I stopped, and then just neither one of us could make it happen. But he's somebody I always wanted to talk to. I thought he was really fun. But like, what I enjoy even more than Star Kid was the transition into Devin Parker. Like, the just out of nowhere. I'm a big fan of the heels. I like the bad guys. I've always liked the bad guys. I will always like the bad guys. Heroes are fun, but bad guys are complicated.
Yeah.
So I know that we covered it, but just like we covered this before, but I just want to go into it again. What was Star Kid's motivation for I'm going to kick Mex in the face? I'm going to screw Mikey over. I'm leaving this team, and I'm going to go do my own thing. Like, what was the... we can go gimmick or we can go real life in that one. I'll let you answer that how you want to answer that.
I'll go both.
All right, I like it.
Storyline. My my motivation, storyline was I was being overshadowed by Jet. I was being overshadowed by Jet, and I wanted to prove that I am the star. And to get even more storyline wise, I still am a star. I mean, I don't work nearly as much as I should when it comes to wrestling. But for a minute there, I had to make myself undeniable. I had people in the back tell me I had to make myself undeniable. I had this chip on my shoulder. That chip on my shoulder that has been there since Star Kid. That's always been there. This chip on my shoulder where I watched those people that I mentioned in training classes or in other training classes just pass me, do stuff better than me, get these moments that I wanted, that I deserved. And I didn't get it. And then I started looking around me, and I realized, who would believe in someone who wears a stupid mask that's surrounded by a fat ass, a pepperoni, pimple-faced loser, and a midget?
Fair.
No one would believe in that guy. So on that day, Star Kid died. Okay, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. It's been a while since I worked character.
I know, it's so great.
So, backstage-wise, me and Mikey are getting burnt out. Not teaming with each other. Man, how far do I want to get into this? Because I can spill some tea, maybe stir the pot a little.
I mean,
me and Mikey were more than unpleasant with our current circumstances,
okay.
to say the least. And so I just had this. I was just goofing around, right? I had this way I was gonna pitch Devin Parker to Chris. Because the Devin Parker you see, by the way, still wasn't the Devin Parker that was originally created either. Originally, Devin Parker was supposed to have an agent on a phone, and it was going to be hokey, and I was going to answer these phone calls from this fake agent. And it was supposed to be Johnny Cage-like.
Yeah.
Or Hollywood Rock. And the way I pitched it to Chris, I walked with Chris and, hey, you got a moment? And then I acted like I got a phone call, and then I cut the promo on the phone. And Chris said, what the fuck is this? I said, it's a gimmick pitch. He goes, how soon can you have it ready? I said, how soon do you want it ready? And he said, January. And then the rest is history.
See, I like that. I like the idea of just being like completely off guard, unaware that you're fixing to like pitch something, and then it works. Like that's usually how that goes too. I mean, like you got to make a statement, especially when you're trying to do something with such a drastic change as that was. I mean, we went from hitting goofy spots. And, trying to entertain the kids into saying, to hell with them kids. I'm going to do what I want now. I'm going to come out here, sunglasses on. Like,
I became a killer. Dude.
Yeah. Like,
I became a killer, a cold-blooded killer. And I knew I had to. Because, a little more backstory. Chris approved it. Surprisingly, I didn't plan on it being approved. Like I said, I was goofing around. I was scared shitless. Chris tells me that most of the time when people turn, it seems like everything is right in the world for them, right? He said that that's a feeling that you get. Don't let it sit there, push the envelope. little did he know, I was scared shitless. Because as much as he thinks everything felt right in the world, everything felt right when I was Star Kid. Everything felt right when I was Star Kid. It was easy. I knew my spot. I was this hokey character. Me and Mikey had hokey spots. We knew who we were. So I was scared shitless of this heel turn. I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it the best heel turn the WWA's ever had. And I'd argue that I almost am. I'd argue it. I'd argue it. I definitely would.
I gotta tell you, man, I think just with what I've been seeing over the last 2 shows is we've been taking my kids and stuff like that to just, have something to do with them on the weekends and, so we can go watch wrestling because we all 3 happen to all have been at John Cena's last show.
Right.
And that was a lot of money.
It was, yeah.
It was. Taking going to get to see some cheaper wrestling has been really nice. I think with the current group of heels I've been seeing there, like, you would complete that whole scene there with like Vanderpool and with Jones,
Bo Sawyer,
like there's definitely something missing. I think you could fill that in for sure. I hope something happens and we get to see you back. We get to see you come home.
I don't know how many fans listen to this, but I hope they are right now because I'm going to set the record straight. I never lost that national championship.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I didn't get pinned. Nobody pinned Devin Parker. No. Clay Williams didn't pin Devin Parker. Michael Caden didn't throw Devin Parker over the top rope. And MK Swift sure as hell didn't pin Devin Parker.
And yet, Swift walks around with, as you put it, your belt.
He
And
says
by the way,
he is.
Ryan Ramsey, I love the kid, but if he's going to win the championship, he's got to do it with a set of balls and quit running around.
Yeah, that was wild watching him walk out with that belt. I mean, it looked good, but it was wild watching him walk out with that belt.
Here's my thing, though, and I don't know if they would do it or not, but if WWA would do a spot or even set up a match where it's MK Swift versus Ryan Ramsey to actually claim the belt, and you come back and just sabotage the whole match, what do you think the crowd's reaction would be? Devin Parker's been gone all this time, and now here he is trying to take his belt back. Do you feel like that maybe that'd be something that you would be interested in doing?
So, I don't know if I'm interested in interfering in their match. Truthfully,
Or would you rather?
Time before I run back, but I'm not looking for to interfere in their match or anything like that. I'm looking to show that what came from me never really left me.
Right.
So that doesn't mean I'm interfering in their match. It might mean that I beat the hell out of whoever wins afterwards.
So you would more than likely answer an open challenge then if one were given for the national championship.
Answer an open challenge. Side note, a little bit on how I left. A cop escorted me out of the WWA building. I might be brought back in by the police. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if I do come back, when I do come back, it's going to be in style, and it's going to be the best way possible because Devin Parker settles for nothing but the best.
And I mean, and that's why we got you coming back because I think it's time that people forgotten. Maybe they haven't, but it would motivate me to think maybe people have forgotten. Maybe I've been gone a little too long. I think it's what it is. You've been gone a little too long. It's time to come home.
You never got that real, ride into the sunset moment there. It was just kind of like a, hey, maybe this ain't right. But, you ride back in and just take it back over,
You're right. I'm not gonna lie. If I came back, one of the big things for me right now is it don't feel right. The way I left, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of the story behind it. I'm not proud of how any of that went down.
Right.
But it's got me wanting to come back.
Well, and seeing that gives you, you learned from the experience too, I'm sure. Like, hey,
Yeah,
You
this didn't work out.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is like, when you have these things and when you have these low moments, you learn from them, you rise above, and then you get to where we are now, where you left not in the greatest fashion, but things. I mean, we're not going to go into what we talked about, because off record means off record to me.
we're not
but
going to do that.
From what I have understood, things are great. You've got a pitch out there. I'm sure Chris would love to have you back there. I mean, he seems like he knows what the fans want. And I think the fans want to see you again. I mean, those crowds have grown over the last year, and I think that there would be a bunch of new people who would do exactly what I did when I was watching your matches, being like, this guy. Like, that's all he was, like, this guy. I get done watching that program, and that's what I'm thinking about. As much good stuff as went down on all those cards, that's what I'm thinking about. And they got very few people that can do that. I mean, very few people catch your attention.
They've got some good talent, though.
Yeah, you got some good talent. I mean, Kentucky is a hidden hotbed.
It is, yeah.
I mean, people just don't understand. This is Ohio Valley wrestling territory. This is Smoky Mountain territory. Like, this is where this kind of wrestling was done. Over here at Evansville, up into Central City, Madisonville, Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, that's like what I was talking about. Maybe it was the first podcast we did with Dash, or maybe it was even something else that we did. Talking about the territories coming back. This is a big, hot territory for diamonds in a rough, I guess you could say. People who you would never expect have a talent to get into a ring and perform at the top level that they do.
I mean, some people don't know. I mean, he's on TNA now, but Myron Reed originally started training with WWA.
Yeah.
And people don't know that. Myron, I'm not going to go too much on that, but Myron denied publicly that he trained with the WWA, which sort of disheartened some of the guys. I will never deny where I came from. I'm humble enough to know that.
Well, that confuses me too, because, like, I mean, Myron Reed's great and everything, but, like, I'm not sitting here thinking like, oh, this guy definitely didn't train at a WWA. No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you got to start somewhere. I never understood that. I'm a NASCAR guy, and Darrell Waltrip and Michael Waltrip, they're from my hometown. But you ask Darrell Waltrip where he's from, he says he's from Nashville. Will refuse that he was born in Owensboro, Kentucky. And it burns me up so bad. So I just never understood that. What's wrong with that? I got a little bit of wrestling training. I'm not proud of who trained me, but if, like our first episode back, we had Dash Licardo. He's like, who trained you? And I was like, Bobby Wilson. And he was like, oh. I was like, listen. I didn't know any better. But I will still let people know I trained in the back of a furniture store.
At least you're honest about it, though. Everybody wants to have this idea of denying where they came from to try to make themselves look better. And in all honesty, it just makes people feel like you're a fraud from a fraud. I can't count how many times that if people are like, who trained you? And I tell them the World Wrestling Alliance. I'm not putting that out there because I'm not ashamed or anything. It's truthful to just lie that you were trained by someone else or hide where you were trained from. It's deceitful. And maybe Devin Parker would lie, but Devin Pointer's not going to.
Yeah, Devin Pointer was trained at WWE. Devin Parker.
That's right.
Killer Kowalski, Harley Race,
That's right.
the greats.
Well, and it's not
Devin
where
Parker's got like book gyms with Arnold Schwarzenegger that no one knows.
That's right.
Devin Parker's
Yeah.
jacked. I'm
Yeah.
245, cut, lean muscle.
Well, and it's not where you come from either. It's where you're going and where you go. You know.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Hey,
man.
I'm on it, man.
That's beautiful,
I've got these
man.
beautiful,
Look at you.
beautiful little
Looks over,
phrases.
so thoughtful. He's so thoughtful. I'm so proud of him. But so let's not eat up any more of Devin's airtime with
I'm the one
your
coming over
sentiment
here,
over
Hill.
there.
Start throwing down.
So I just really want to get into what you've been doing since wrestling's taken a back burner. You have a book published, self-published. I think that's what they would consider Amazon as self-publishing. But I mean, you got to publish book. If you'd like to, take this time, just kind of explain to everybody what it is, what it's about, where they can find it. You know, don't give them the ending because you definitely want them to read it. But, you know, let's get into that. So where did this come from? Where did this idea, when did you sit down and say, I'm going to write a book?
So, believe it or not, the book was actually, it's actually been written since before I finished wrestling. For me, I've always been a creative mind. If Devin Parker or Starkey doesn't show that, I don't know what would. I've been real creative, and I'm a firm believer that if, like, I'm not saying stealing people's words, but I'm a firm believer of if you watch a lot of things or read a lot of things and get inspired, that's not, and you do something similar that's not stealing, that's research.
Right.
For me, I've been a nerd, I don't know, 24 years now, give or take.
Right.
I've been a nerd as long as I can remember, and I've always wanted to make my own comic book or manga. More so manga because I'm more of a Japanese fan when it comes to mangas, animes. I mean, I got Dragon Ball tattooed all over my body.
That's what's up.
The My Hero Academia gear for Star Kid is very apparent.
Yeah. I was very happy with that gear.
It is phenomenal.
Now let me ask you a question. Your Devin Parker gear that we've been seeing, that's not Scooby-Doo inspired, is it? The vest and the...
Oh, it's totally Scooby-Doo.
I thought it was. I was like, wait a minute. He looked like Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine. That's
totally
awesome.
Scooby-Doo inspired.
That's awesome. Love it.
In fact, I was working on some Terminator inspired gear.
That's awesome.
I do.
Let me tell you,
and I was going to have it be completely airbrushed like RVD.
if you came out in Power Ranger inspired gear, dude, I'd buy every single thing you got. I'm a huge Power Ranger nerd, man. I bought this man a morpher.
I was working on some. You said you're a huge Power Ranger fan.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what this is, but I was working on some Lord Draken inspired gear.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, dude, smashing power coins together and
Right.
stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, for my birthday this year, 2 months before my birthday, he shows up at the house with one of those legacy morphers, and he's like, "Happy birthday!" And I was like,
And then I pulled another one out. I was like, I bought one too.
he's like, "I got one too."
So we're going to Owensboro at Big Bang, and we tell Sam, his son, we're like, "Hey, did you know that we're Power Rangers?" And he's like, "No, you're not." And we're like, "Really?" And we're like, "It's morphin' time."
Yeah, there's the Quantum Ranger is going to be in Owensboro in August the 9th.
we're
We're taking
going.
our morphers down there.
We're going.
We're going.
I'm gonna throw this out here. Just a shout out because you said Big Bang. There's actually a toy and collectible place in Central City now
Ooh.
called Memory Lane Collectibles.
We may have to
If you
go.
guys ever are
Road
down
trip.
this way to check it out.
Road trip.
See, that's the thing is like this guy. All we have to do is tell this guy's wife and my girlfriend that we want to go to like another town that might have like an antique place or a thrift shop, and they'll go.
They're like, let's go.
And then we'll be like, all right, so we gotta go look at this other thing. So we're gonna parlay these two things into
This
a
dude
visit.
bought a pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger action figure at an antique mall in Bowling Green yesterday.
That was
Saturday.
the plan the whole time. It was the plan the whole time. You
It's a
can trick
scheme.
ladies; they're silly, and you can just wave shiny baubles, and they go ooh, and then boom, you take them to wrestling shows after that.
Yeah, we were like, all right, so look, you're going to these wrestling shows, but we're taking you all to a mall first so that you'll go to this wrestling show.
Yeah, so that way you won't complain about the sweaty guys slamming each other.
Oh my gosh.
They did, and they had such a good time.
Yeah,
But
they
anyway,
did.
so we go back to this book. So you sit down, you're into the anime, you're into the manga, you want to write this book. What is this book? Tell everybody what you've been working on.
Oh man, to just describe the book itself, I'm actually going to pull up the blurb that I have because when I describe it, I don't think I use as pretty words as what I've written. But I'll give a little rundown of what the book's inspired from a little. I'll give you some backstory on the book. I wrote my own mythology.
Yeah.
Complete own mythology, complete mythos, how the world was created, why people die, why people are born, the gods and goddesses of that. I created a complete mythos, and I had an idea of doing 3 separate comic books. The first comic book was going to follow the daughter of the god of the sea, Sire, and she was going to have a dog companion, and her dog companion was, and she was going to have superpowers, pretty much. Specifically earthbending. And she was going to have these powers, and that was going to be the cool thing for me. And for my second book, it was going to follow follow a alien, and I'm a big Superman and big Goku fan, huge. And it was going to follow an alien that crash landed on Earth. And I get it. A lot of people's probably going to think, I've heard this before. And I knew people heard it before, so I knew I had to change it up. And so for me to change it up, I decided he's not going to crash land as a child. He's not going to be a kid when he crash lands. He's going to be an adult. And it's going to be, he's going to be an adult, and he's going to not just be this plain good guy. He's going to crash land in this world that, gods and goddesses are still around, in this world that is almost fantasy, and they're going to view him as a god, and that's going to be, the other gods and goddesses are going to see him as a threat to that. And then my third one was about an orc. It was going to be an orc child. And to be honest, that one never really saw the light of day. But the first 2 did. And it's a book called Fractured Skies. It's a part of my series that I'm making. It's going to be a 6-book series. It's called Fractured Legacy. And I'm going to read the blurb from it. In a world where gods once spoke and tyrants now reign, destiny refuses to stay buried. Lyra, a gifted earthbender, haunted by her divine blood, never asked to be a part of a rebellion. Zorvath, an exiled warrior from the stars, wants nothing but to clear his name. And Ember, their ever-loyal husky, follows them into the storm. When the skies fracture and shadows stir, the fight for freedom ignites. Not from thrones or temples, but from those who have nothing left to lose. As enemies close in and secrets unravel, the fate of the world rests in the hands of the broken, the bold, and the bound together by more than fate. This fall, hope fights back.
See that? It sounds like a really fun read. I'm into stuff like that though. Like I try not to be too dirty on this show anymore, but basically I like all the things that make vaginas go away. And so like stuff like that it just really gets me. I don't know why. Like the escapism. Now something I am very curious about just when it comes to writing and such like that. Like I've started I guess semi-autobiographical story about what it was like growing up with the kind of family I grew up with. But see, when I'm done, I don't know what to do with it. So what went into, and what, I mean, just in your experience, goes in to getting these books together, the editing, these things, and then getting it published? Like what went into that?
It was actually rather easy. All that was is I looked up Kindle Direct Publishing on Amazon. And after using the website on Amazon, I pretty much was able to finish it up.
I mean, was it a long process from figuring out how you were going to publish it to getting it, or was it just once you were done, you were done?
Once I was done, I was done. It was really, really easy. Very surprisingly easy.
So that's what scares me, is the surprisingly easy always scares me, because to me that means that something's going to be really not easy down the road. But I have problems with anything that has to do with putting stuff into a computer. That's why I got me a co-host who understands computers.
Absolutely.
So I'm right.
upset because I accidentally made my Amazon book cost more than what I meant.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, can you change that, or is it just now it's stuck?
Yeah, you can change. I'll be able to change it again, but right now it's under review for the price increase. So after the price increase, I got to put it back through review for the price decrease.
Oh, so they'll actually sit there and tell you no, this book needs to be sold at a more expensive price, or yeah, you should lower it down a little bit.
No, it doesn't that really. They just review it before they put it out on their market.
Oh, okay.
I imagine you can sell it for whatever you want to sell it for. It tells you they get a benefit of the profits, but it tells you how much you make from it as well. I was actually meaning to try to get my paperback book posted at that price. And it sucks because I was wanting to buy my own paperback book because I'm a mark for what I've made.
Yeah, look though. We were just sitting here talking about having merch made, just for us. And that's what I was telling him. I was like, if we're not going to wear it, how do we expect anyone else to wear it? We got to be a mark for our own. We got to be marks for ourselves here, man. That's how you get stuff over. So, because he was like, well, what kind of merch do we do? I was like, stuff we would wear, because we're the only ones who are going to wear it for years. So, it's got to be stuff we want to have. Yeah, you have to do that. If you're not going to endorse your stuff, who else is going to? That's just marketing 101 right there.
That's true.
Now, I will tell, I want to move into this because I have not seen this film yet, but the two of you have seen the film, but I don't care about spoilers. I've already read the whole movie. What did y'all think about that Superman flick? Let's let our guest start, Leon, then you can counter.
All right.
What'd you think?
I think it was phenomenal. Top to bottom, I felt hope throughout the movie. I enjoyed the movie so much that I actually get upset at seeing people tear it down.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's I don't know. For me, trying to describe it, I just think it was all in all an amazing movie. When I see, in my opinion, a stupid take, and I'll say a stupid take, the fact that people say it's a woke movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that always gets me.
For me, that's insane.
Well, you know what the issue is when it comes down to so I'm somebody who hasn't seen the movie, but I'm somebody who has seen every single James Gunn movie pretty much to be made. I mean, this guy wrote the Scooby-Doo live-action movie, and that's where I first found him. I fell in love with that movie when I was a kid. And so I've had a very strange loyalty to James Gunn. When they announced he got the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm a comic book guy. I'm a huge comic book guy. I was familiar with the Guardians of the Galaxy, but I was like, I sit there and I was like, if anybody can make these characters interesting, it's going to be James Gunn. And James Gunn, he made a woke movie because he made a movie about an immigrant. That's what Superman has always been.
Yep.
Superman has always been a movie about an immigrant coming into a planet he's not from that makes him very, very different and trying to maneuver through it as though he's one of us. That's a phenomenal story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Well, and it makes you relate to life. There's people that they feel like they don't fit in, yet no matter how hard they try to fit in, trying to make everybody happy. And it's the same way with Superman. No matter what he did, he wasn't good enough. Yeah. He had to turn everybody away. Everybody turned on him. He wasn't doing what he felt like he needed to be doing. And, I think that in that movie, they finally realized that, hey, we've never given this guy a chance. We always take stuff out of context. And so many times in our lives, we're all taken out of context at some point. But I thought the Superman movie was awesome. I like the human side that they gave him in the movie. He wasn't this big. He was a big, strong hero, but he had his weaknesses, and I think that's important.
Everybody, to me, oh man, I'm gonna get canceled for half the shit I'm about to say.
Uh-oh, here we go.
If you want to watch something woke, so unequivocally woke, go watch Velma on Max, okay?
That's true.
Is woke.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm somebody who... I don't like preachy things. I watch the things I do to get away from the problems of the world. I wake up every day. I live in a world that is full of just hate and just all this terrible stuff that we got going on, the divisiveness through politics. When I turn on Scooby-Doo, I'm watching it because I want to see a stoner, a dog, a nerd, and two guys who are definitely sleeping with each other. Two people definitely sleeping with each other when they're like, let's split off. They ain't looking for no monsters. They're getting busy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm watching it for. I'm watching for a man in a rubber mask pretending to be a monster to scare people away because of a real estate scheme. Not because... Shaggy's a black dude now. And so you don't get upset about that, we're not going to call him Shaggy. We're going to call him by his real name so it seems like a different character. No. I don't like changing anything for plot. If you just gave me something where you race swapped or gender swapped, don't even talk about it. Just let me like the character.
Yeah, I don't even mind the race swap.
Yeah.
If you're going to race swap it, race swap it. I don't care.
Yeah.
At least don't. Okay, I'm not anti a lot of stuff, but don't force feed us this fucking idea, right?
Right.
That yes, we need to be inclusive, but don't fucking force feed us this. I mean, that show shit on the only white guy character they had, which was Fred, completely shit on him. The entire show. I mean, Fred was a little bitch. The entire fucking show. And then they demanned Norville. Like, he was this little simp, weak-ass bitch boy as well, but he was still more manly than Fred because he was black. While the student counselor, a white guy, was giving a speech to the student body, everybody was cussing him out, telling him how badly he sucked. But when when the black principal walked up, everybody cheered. What the fuck?
Well, Mindy Kaling, which is who created that, she helped create that show. She plays Velma. She has these things. Like, that's my thing, too. Like, so, like, we're combating racism with racism. Like, it never made any sense to me at all. Like, I really hate things that do that just in general. That's why I like stuff like The Boys on Amazon. That show takes these things, addresses these things, makes them plot points, but at the same time, they're making fun of both sides of the issue. Like, there's very clearly I mean, like, in that show, there's very clearly a Biden character, there's very clearly a Trump character in this last season, and they make both look awful. Because that's what it is. Like, if we could stop for just a moment, put all these things aside, focus on what's really important, we wouldn't have a bunch of grown men in a Facebook group being like, James Gunn likes gay people, so, to hell with him. Like, dude, gay people are awesome, man, but that's not what this movie's about. Like, he's just said things in his personal life that he doesn't put in a movie. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie Super that he made. It's about a guy who he has a mental breakdown and becomes a superhero and just starts beating people to death with like a wrench or something. And somebody shows a scene to like show that James Gunn's this woke champion because the character of Super looks at the bad guy and says, we don't steal, we don't murder, we don't rape little girls, because that's the thing this bad guy's done. He's like, you just don't do that. And they were like, see, he's putting his politics into place. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't think we don't rape little girls was controversial.
I didn't think that was fucking okay in general.
Yeah, like I didn't know these were controversial takes to have, that you're against these things, and that's what's happening right now.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
If any statement on this podcast gets me canceled, it's going to be this one, okay? Because I've been saying this for fucking ever now. People know me. It's the truth. Trump was elected in 2016.
Yeah.
Guess what? My life still fucking sucked.
Yeah, it's the same as it's always been.
Joe Biden got elected in 2020, and guess fucking what?
It was
my
still
life
bad.
still fucking sucked. And in fact, if we want to go back to Barack Obama 2008, 2012, as a little kid, my life still ate shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in 2024, now 2025, my life still fucking sucks. I'm happy, but it sucks.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
everything's
get
expensive.
off the fucking internet and go touch some fucking grass.
Yeah, go outside. Go watch a wrestling show, that's what we do.
Shit.
I don't like the outside because I'm a nerd, but I'll leave the house, though.
I'll go outside just to get away from fucking Facebook at this point.
Oh, man.
I can't stand it. Quit bitching, quit complaining. Grow a set of balls or do whatever you fucking do. I don't care. And man up. Or, like, yeah, everybody has their right to their opinion, but not everybody just needs to fucking complain and bitch all fucking day. Like, holy shit. Be happy.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
life isn't that fucking bad. You have a job. And if you're homeless, I'm sorry. And if you don't have a job, I'm sorry. But if you gotta find something to be fucking happy about. Maybe you ate lunch today. I don't know. Be fucking happy. There's people in worse situations than you, and all you do is bitch about fucking first world problems all the fucking time.
Yeah, what it is I just have a common belief just based on talking to people. That what we see online, especially like, the subject at hand, like we're talking about with this movie and things, the people who are sitting there talking this kind of stuff and just talking about how they don't like it because of this, that, and this is a fringe group of people you're seeing. This, to be honest with you, like, it's the same thing with like the Trump supporters versus like Kamala supporters or whoever you voted for. It
doesn't matter.
The people you're seeing on TV are a very small, vocal minority of people. Most people, like I'm friends with people who voted for Trump. I'm friends with people that voted for Biden and Kamala, and I'm friends with people who voted for RFK Jr. or whatever. Like I'm friends with everyone across the political spectrum. And what I find is that none of us care that we politically disagree. Leon and I, we talk about this all the time, how very different we are. Leon is very, very strong in his faith, and that is very important to him. I have no faith to speak of. We don't sit and argue about this. He just goes, "Why don't you believe this?" I go, "Well, why do you believe this?" And then we can just be friends with each other. Yeah. We can disagree.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, we can disagree, and it's fine. We can just be who we are, and as long as we have these common interests, like we seem to all have, but seem to bite each other's heads off over, especially in the nerd world. I say in almost every group of Facebook I'm in, like for different things, like I'm a big metal head, right? I love heavy metal and like black metal and stuff. And nobody hates metal more than metal fans. Nobody hates wrestling more than wrestling fans. No one hates, comic books more than comic book fans. And so on and so forth for every fandom. Because these small fringe groups become the vocal minorities and they set the tone. And that's what it seems like. It seems like everybody's all... everybody hates it. No, I found this new Superman movie. It's made more money in an opening weekend than a Superman movie has made in quite some time.
Yeah, long time.
I see people on Facebook who be like, I hate that Pride Month is a thing, blah, 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 blah. Then fucking leave, okay? There's Pride. And then vice versa, I seen someone say that they hated America because they were accidentally misgendered, and they said the person apologized to them and everything, but they hate America because they can't be who they want. Well,
yes.
Then fucking leave.
Yeah.
Okay? I hate it for any of you, dude. I'm not saying be happy with your shit sandwich, but at the same time, this is very fucking first world problems that I hear about on the daily basis. Go fucking live in a third world country and then come back to me and bitch and complain.
Right.
And I'll be like, oh my God, let me donate $1 to you.
Right.
Where you can have water.
This is how I feel about the Israel versus Palestine argument right now, because you have generally, as always, the right sides with Israel. They are our greatest ally. No matter what we want to talk about, they're the ones who have stood by us for everything we've ever went through. Cool. The people who support Palestine on the left are usually the super extreme left, and they're like free Palestine. I'm like, really? Would you like to go over there and say that to them, that you support them? Because as soon as they see your blue hair, they're gonna bludgeon you to death with rocks.
Right. Let's go put fucking 50 very far right conservatives and 50 fucking far left liberals. Let's put them on a fucking island, no food. There's half the island fucking desert. There's a little bit of drinkable water, and the water stays there, but you don't want to deplenish it. And just figure it the fuck out. Figure out that whatever you're fucking bitching about now isn't as big as whatever the other motherfuckers are going through. Like, there's people that are homeless dude. And here we are bitching that you can't fucking that someone misgendered you, or because you got to witness Pride Month.
Yeah.
Come on.
So we're saying we enjoyed the Superman movie. I'm sorry, I had to break that up with a laugh.
Oh, you're good, because I mean,
It was a good movie,
I've been
yeah.
on this topic for the next 24 fucking hours.
No, dude, I get on these tangents too. I was sitting here and I was like writing down that I was like Superman joke in 3, 2, 1. But so I will tell y'all though, I haven't seen the movie, and the reason I haven't seen the movie is because I feel like I'd be cheating on Batman if I did that. So
What the fuck? You're the people that I want to put over and fucking.
Dude, let me tell you. Do you know how many arguments me and Casey get into on a weekly basis over who would win in a fair fight between Batman and Superman?
it has been decided who wins in
No.
a fair fight.
If
Wait, pause.
Batman
What's a fair
had...
fight? What's a fair fight?
All right, give them the parameters of what you
All
call
right,
a fair fight.
so if we do just each of their abilities versus what? No, listen. Based on what they're known for, okay. Even if Superman had no powers, he would destroy Batman any day.
Mild mannered.
Wait, what do you mean by no powers?
Okay, so look.
Do you mean like?
So, granted, Batman's greater hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, I'll give him that. But he's not the biggest or the strongest guy. Superman's always this big, strong guy, which you don't have to be.
Batman's is benching like 550 or something like that, or 1,000.
Mild mannered
I think
Clark
I've seen
can't
a
even
comic book
bench
panel.
press Lois Lane. You know what I'm saying?
Look, let's put it this way. Batman's a good superhero, I'll give him that. But without the kryptonite, he is nothing to Superman. That's just point blank, period. Everybody knows that.
If we, you know, when you said Superman not having powers and he's a human, I'm taking Batman.
Well, well.
I'll tell you a comic book that why I'll take Batman. There was a comic book where what's his name? Okay, some bad guy, right? He was wanting to fight the champion of Earth, and Superman's like, I'm the champion of Earth. And you know who told him that he wasn't the champion of Earth? Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
Yeah.
They put Muhammad Ali and Superman in a boxing ring and put Superman under a red sun. And Muhammad Ali whooped that boy's ass.
Whooped
Now,
him.
if you put Batman and Superman under a red sun, Batman's whooping that boy's ass.
Oh, look at me. This air makes me stronger. You nerd. Like, that's what would happen.
But if Batman doesn't have none of that, I don't give a fuck about prep time. There's no way you're prepping for somebody who can fly fast enough that he can be at your house and through your fucking body in 5 seconds. I don't care.
Right.
But where Batman wins this argument is that this happened in the Injustice comics, that Superman decides to stop holding back, to stop pulling his punches, to stop his no-kill rule, and Batman goes, even with the kryptonite, I can't stop him because he's got all these heroes over here. But then Batman goes, wait a minute, I have friends too, friends that can whoop him, like the Nuclear Man. Because Superman...
Batman also ran away like a little bitch.
Well, yeah, I
He
mean...
went into hiding.
Did he run away or did he regroup? That's the question.
No, because no, we're not gonna say regroup. He's not in the military. No, we ain't doing no regroup. Here's the facts. Here's the facts.
He's a ninja.
Here's the facts. If it was not for that kryptonite, Batman would stand no chance. Now, here's one thing I'd like to see in a Marvel versus DC movie. I want to see Tony Stark versus Batman.
And I want you to hold on a second because you said something you ain't going to drive past.
What did I say?
You was like, if he didn't, well, if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle. But that's not what we're talking about.
Not in today's world, she wouldn't.
If my grandma had wheels, she would have been a bike.
No.
But that's not what we're saying.
No. What we're saying is Superman's a better hero than Batman any day of the week. That's what we're saying.
God, a whiny little bitch with a spit curl.
Don't starve me,
Okay,
Casey.
hold on. Batman kind of does. I mean, I think a lot of people suck as a hero. Batman sucks because of his no-kill rule.
Oh,
if I'm
yeah.
being honest.
He hadn't always had that, though.
Because Joker just comes back and kills more people, and he don't do shit. That's kind of fucked.
That's
But I mean, Superman don't kill people either, so I can't say much.
that's
That's why you got Red Hood.
But
for.
that's the fun argument from Peacemaker from the show, because as soon as John Cena was cast as Peacemaker, I'm watching that, and I'm watching I don't have a coterie of supervillains because they're all 6 feet under.
We're not going to mention John Cena in the Superman movie, but
Yeah, John Cena and Superman.
yeah,
movie's pretty
Peacemaker's
good.
in the
I
movie.
agree.
He's on TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Peacemaker's
in
in
the
there.
show, the trailer for the show has Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hot Girl in the Peacemaker show. That's one of the greatest things. That's another reason why, like, people watched that Suicide Squad movie. They watched Peacemaker, and they still had the balls to sit there and be like, James Gunn is not the guy for Superman. Then who is the guy to do? Did you see these other 2 projects?
Yeah.
Did
By
you
the way,
see
Mr.
that?
Terrific.
Mr. Terrific's
No pun
amazing.
intended, is fucking terrific.
He's awesome.
I like the guy that got to play him too. That was the guy that played Darwin in X-Men First Class, who got done the dirtiest.
Yeah, he did.
He can adapt to anything. In the comic books, he outlives everyone.
Justifiably, Henry Cavill got done dirty.
He did.
Did
I
y'all-
thought he was a good Superman.
Did y'all hear about what happened? Did y'all hear the story of what happened now? It's coming out.
They want to cast James Gunn wants to cast Henry Cavill as another superhero.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't think it's
I've
going to
seen all
happen.
that.
I think he
think
should have
he's-
stayed Superman,
No.
but
No.
Okay, fun thing. What if he's not another hero? Because he said another character.
he could be a
He didn't
multiverse
say another
Superman.
character. No, I think he's saying a villain.
Oh, a villain.
General Zod.
Yeah, what if he
Could
came back
be.
to be Zod?
Yeah, because they could do the multiverse like they're doing in the other movies.
Well, you know what I like? And I'll tell you what I like was him as Wolverine. Just give me
It's the
that.
Calverine.
Give me 6 movies of that.
Look, he's got to do that. He's got to do that punch load he
I
does.
don't
man.
like Henry Cavill's Superman, and we don't have enough time today to cover why. Like,
That's true.
Like, I don't like my favorite Superman has been, always will be Christopher Reeve. That was my Superman. All I had growing up movie-wise for comic books, because you guys are young bucks and y'all got all this cool stuff. I got 1989 Batman. I got Dick Donner's Superman, 1979, 1982. Had those 2 movies. And then later on, when I'm like 8 or 9 years old, they make X-Men. And then when I'm 11 years old, they make Spider-Man. It took until I was in my 20s for me to get a good Hulk. It took me in my 20s to get the best Batman there has ever been.
Now, hear
I see
me out.
what
Hear
you
me
did
out,
there.
though. This Superman movie is the highest rated Superman movie since the original.
Yep.
Yep,
There's a reason for that.
because it's really good.
Listen, I've never heard of David Cornsweet before in my fucking life.
I did.
He played a
I
really
didn't
good
know who the fuck
Superman.
he was. I seen him. Like when I heard he was playing him, I looked him up and I said, "This dude." I said, "This dude's fucking small.
Yes.
He's a tiny fucking dude."
But that's
Are they gonna put a muscle suit on him? What's going on here? I'm pretty sure I'm bigger than him.
they said
Maybe he's taller than me, but I'm pretty sure I'm bigger than him. What?
they said he bulked up for that movie.
Well, see what they
he's,
didn't.
He's pretty jacked right now.
He was on more juice than Hulk Hogan in the 80s. I'm just
Wow.
gonna be real.
He was a good Superman,
But-
though. I thought he was great.
See, I'm familiar with this guy because I'm a horror movie guy before I'm a comic book guy. I love horror films. You give me 90 minutes of killing people, and you got 90 minutes of entertainment out of me. David Cornsweet was in a movie that I adore. It's a trilogy. It's called X. Well, he's in the sequel called Pearl. Pearl takes place during World War I, and he plays a guy who works at a movie theater who meets Pearl, who is the serial killer of this series. And in the first one, she's an old lady, and the lady that plays her plays a different character who is younger and plays Pearl. And she also plays younger Pearl. Well, he sleeps with her while her husband's across seas. She takes him out to the farm because she's killed her mother. She's fixing to kill her father. She takes him out to the house, I guess, to try to connect with him. He realizes that something's not right, that she's not right. He goes to leave. And that's where the meme comes from, you see in there, where he's like, why are you leaving me if I didn't do anything wrong? That's where that comes from. That guy was David Cornsweet. So my joke about him being cast as Superman, because how he dies in that movie, I was like, so they're going to stab him with a pitchfork? That's how he went out in this movie. He's teeny tiny. He looks like somebody put Cavill in the dryer.
Yeah.
Then he shows up 270, like, brick shit house. Like, I'm going.
You know, the one that walks into the bar and the bouncer's like, come on in.
Yeah.
You said favorite. You're a big horror fan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, huge.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a story about my childhood. Now, listen, I'm kind of nervous about putting this on air, okay? Because it's very embarrassing for me.
Let's go. I'll match it. Don't worry. I'll match it.
I was still wetting the bed at age 14
Yeah.
because of this. So at the age of 5, at the ripe age of 5, my parents thought it would be hilarious to send a 5-year-old to go open up the door after someone knocked on it. And the guy is 6'3", about 240 pounds, wearing a super, like one of them expensive $300 Freddy Krueger costumes. That moment is so traumatizing for me that my child is actually not allowed to watch Nightmare on Elm Street until she makes the decision herself.
Oh, no.
Until she's old enough to make that decision, if I find someone putting that movie on, we're fighting. And those are fighting words.
So mine's not really embarrassing for like me scare wise. It's embarrassing for me as a parent because of the looks that other parents give me when I tell them this story. My son, my 12-year-old, also loves horror movies. The only way I could get him to go to sleep as a baby was to watch Jason, Freddy, Michael, a random horror movie, slashers especially. Well, we give him access to a TV, and we teach him how to use the remote so he can flip through, and he's 4 or 5 years old, so he can flip through and find what he wants. But I don't believe in censorship by any means. I mean, yes, I tell the children, especially when Sam got a phone, I've blocked all porn sites from your phone, so nice try, asshole. Like, you're not looking at naked ladies. But when it comes to art, I try not to censor it, because if you censor it, you kind of ruin the art. So I don't put child locks on things. We started after this. Sam is also autistic, so he gets a little bit. When he gets a little bit overstimulated or he gets happy, he flaps and he jumps up and he flaps his arms like he's trying to fly away, and he jumps up and down. Well, we lived in this just awful trailer. It was the worst trailer I've ever lived. It's worse than anything I've ever lived in. If you jump too hard, you put a hole in the floor. We were poor. We just did what we could do, and we can hear him. We could feel him jumping up and down from the kitchen. And my ex-wife was like, "Open that door and go check on Sammy." Well, I open the door, and I'm like, "Sammy, what are you doing?" And he's jumping up and down, and Sammy's TV is turned away from the door, and he's like, "I'm watching Chucky." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Are you excited that you're watching Chucky?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's where he beats the teacher to death with a ruler." And I was like, "And that makes you happy?" And he was like, "She's mean." And I was like, "All right, buddy. Well, I'm gonna go back in here. I'm gonna take a piss. I'm scared." And I was like, walked out and shut the door. And he's still like this. Like, he asked me the other day, he's like, "You ever gonna watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre with me?" I said, "Whoa, no." I was like, "No, dude, you are not ready for that." And he's like, "I've already seen it. I want to watch it and talk to you about it." And I was like, "Where did you see Texas Chainsaw Massacre?" And he's like, "I have the internet, dude." And I was like, "All right, I'm your dad, but don't talk to me like that, but fair enough." You've got the internet. He's coming to me telling me about stuff that I didn't know. I didn't know at all. He's like, "Hey, Dad, you watched Terrifier 3? That was crazy." And I was like, what is going on? You're 12. Who did you?
You shouldn't have had censorship.
I hate the Terrifier films. I hate them.
Really?
Yeah, I just think they suck. I can't get into them.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh man.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, like, I like some of those scary movies, but like, you throw like the whole series of like the old Dragon Ball episodes where like their arms are blown off and they're bleeding all over the place and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I can get into that. But like me and my wife watched Terrifier, the first one, when we were still dating, and I told her that the second and third one were out, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "It's the clown movie where the strippers are in the diner and the clown comes in."
They're not strippers.
They are.
They're not.
They are. But I'm like, she's like, "No, I don't remember that." I'm like, "Okay, do you remember a clown getting shot and he sets back up and starts walking?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Well, we watched it." And I've tried to get her to watch it again, and she won't watch it by herself, and I'm not going to watch it again because I'm not really into it. But like,
Because what fucking sucks.
yeah, I made it. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, look, I don't like clowns anymore. Like, I used to think they were cool. Like, I remember like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like, I remember watching that at like 8. And I was like, dude, like they have a game now. I'm gonna have to get that game.
It's awful.
I was like, I'm gonna have to like show my wife this, and she was like, look at this little clown. I'm like, yeah, he's a boxer. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, watch. And he like knocks the dude's head off with the tricycle. And he's like on the tricycle.
Block off. And
Bam.
yeah.
I was like, that's my kind of clowns. I could care less about Art. Art the Clown's like,
Dude, look, there is a Power Rangers comic book crossover with Freddy Krueger, and it is one of the greatest things
Really?
I've ever read in my life.
The Rangers win.
Well, yeah,
Boom, there it is.
So,
they're
Rangers
Power
win.
Rangers.
debunk
Okay,
how I
and he's
stopped
Freddy
wetting the bed
Krueger, so-
entirely.
Say what?
I said that would debunk how I stopped wetting the bed entirely. I would hope the Rangers won.
Right.
No, they win. I mean, you know, they got Tommy in there.
I mean, could you imagine them going, it's morphin time, and then like their hands get cut off? That'd be awful. Then
I
what?
started lucid dreaming, and I gave myself the powers of Goku, and then what was he going to do to a Kamehameha? But if you're about to tell me he will Power Rangers, he might do something to a
That's right.
Kamehameha. I don't know. So I hope he lost.
Put that battleizer on. Be all right.
Bro, no. Like, but yeah, all day long, I'm going to watch this Superman movie. I'm going to watch
You
it.
better watch it quick.
I don't like Superman. I think he's boring.
You'll like Superman at the end.
Every single Superman movie there has ever been, go back and refute it, because you can't. Every single Superman movie that features Lex Luthor, the movie is about a real estate scam. Every single time.
Damn.
So is this one.
Damn. Wait a minute.
It is, yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch the other ones now. But speaking of Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt,
Oh,
Great
dude,
job.
dude.
phenomenal.
I'm a little disappointed he's not Beast anymore, because Marvel's never going to let him be Beast again after being Lex Luthor. But he did.
He's better as Lex Luthor than he was Beast. I mean,
Yeah.
this Lex Luthor is like, you want to hate him.
I do hate Lex Luthor, like, as a character. But he's a character I love to hate. That's my thing with
That's
comics.
what it is. He was so good that I respected the performance. Like, I hated the character and everything, but he was so, just like Devin Parker. I'm so fucking good, you gotta respect me. You hate me, but you love me. You know what I mean? I was the same way.
Yeah, no, like, see, that bad guys are great, man. Like, you can't give me a villain in comic books that I just go, he's boring, he's one note. Wrestling, it does happen a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of villains in wrestling that I'm just like, what else could you possibly do? Turn babyface for a while and be interesting. But if I picked up a comic book, like there was a comic book called The White Knight where the Joker turns into a good guy, and I was like, I'd rather put a gun in my mouth than read that book again. Like, it's not interesting at all. But I'll tell you what, guys, we have hit that time where we are going to start to wrap everything up. I got to get home and I got to make spaghetti for a bunch of screaming
fun.
ass kids because, I decided to procreate with multiple ladies, which is not a good idea. Kids, don't do that.
I won't procreate with multiple ladies, but I'm probably going to procreate quite often.
See, I just got too many of them. I got too many of them to walk around with. Well, see, if you want to count all the ones that we picked up along the way that just call me dad now, we'll count them as 5. But it's...
Okay. I'm shooting for 3, so...
Well, see...
He's actually got 4, but...
Well, yeah, we get into it, but because they get upset when I start to do this. They listen to this, Leon, and they get upset when I talk about them. But so I can tell you that, like... The girlfriend that I have, the woman I'm with now, she tells me all the time, she's like, I told you Jump Street, I wanted a baby. I got the baby. I'm happy. But now it is, I've had the baby. He's growing up. I miss having a baby. We're going to have another baby. So I told her, you get one shot at having a daughter. That's what she wants. So you get one shot at having a daughter, and I'll give you one more. But if you get a boy, Willy Wonka's shutting down the chocolate factory. No more golden tickets.
And you're naming him Shawn Michaels.
I'm snipping the marshmallow tunnel. Oh no, she's.
What about 2 shots? Give her 2.
No, man, it's too much.
I'm getting 2 shots for a boy. My first is a girl. I'm getting 2 shots for a boy.
Well, here's my thing though. I don't like children. I don't like children at all. I try to tell people this. They're like, you love your kids. I'm like, yeah, I love them, but I don't like them. Like, I don't like kids. I don't like anything that can't have an intelligent conversation with me. And kids, for the first, 21 years of their life, have nothing smart to say to me. I've got one of them right now that if he talks to me out of the side of his head one more time, I'm going to kill him. And I tell him that all the time. I'm like, look around you. Look at all the ones I've made that look just like you. That was by design. I'll kill you and make 4 more.
Man.
Yeah, I was like,
another 18 years.
I said, yeah, that's exactly what I said. I will make 4 more that look exactly like you and probably complain less. I was like, we don't have to. We don't have to talk. We can go bump. Now he wants to wrestle, and we put a trampoline in the backyard just to give him something soft to fall on because he's so uncoordinated. It's not even funny. And he gets one day and he's like, "Hey, Dad, let's go out there and bump around a little bit." And I said, "Boy, I will kill you. I will forget where we are and what we're doing. I will pile drive you until you are bored." I was like, I'll turn you into just a stiff piece of wood after I get done compressing your spinal cord into your neck. I was like, I just pile driver after pile driver after pile driver. And I was like, flatliner, I'll Chris Benoit you. And I was like, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the crossface. Because he found out what happened there.
Oh, yeah.
So he likes to make the joke. And, but I was like, I will Benoit you. Flying headbutt, crossface, walk out. I was like, I'm little too. I'm about as tall as he was. I could mimic the walk. Or he'll come in the room and he'll be like, are you mad at me about something? And I'll just play Chris Benoit's music and he'll be like, I got you. And he'll just walk away and I'll be like, I'm upset with you right now. I need you to go somewhere.
He did have a banger though. Chris Benoit's music is awesome.
He did. But so we're going to get to that wrap-up point. Devin, anything else you want to plug, man? The next 30 seconds, I'll give it to you. Just tell everybody where to find you, where to find that book, and hopefully where we'll see you wrestling soon if you're going to tell anyone. I think you know something you're not telling us, and that's fine. You can kayfabe us all you want.
We're not going to say anything.
Go ahead and plug all your stuff, man.
My book's on Amazon. I accidentally updated the price. The current price is $4.99. I don't know if they're going to take it off market to try to upgrade it to $20. I will get it back to $4.99. I'm sorry about that. I really hope everybody enjoys my books. They're complex. They're deep world building. Hopefully you see me at the WWA soon. I don't know when or how or where or why. I do have hopes. But outside of that, I appreciate being on the podcast. And everybody should listen to this podcast, mainly because these 2 guys are great. And then if you want an extra feature, Devin Parker was on the podcast once again because I am the star of any show I'm on, including your guys' podcast, and everyone else is just a damn extra.
That's right, everybody. You heard that. Being put over by one of the best. That's why we do this. It has nothing to do with how much I like talking about wrestling. I'm an egomaniac, and I need to be put over. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you listening again. We have been picking up viewers. We've been getting some feedback. I want you guys to keep going, keep listening, keep telling me how much you like it. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit Leon up on Facebook. You can find us. Come down to the damn IGA where we're working. Come tell us you like the show while we're putting groceries on the shelf.
We've got some big things in store coming up.
Yeah,
if it keeps going the way we're going, we've had some interactions with some people, and we've been.
We made a short list of guests we wanted, and we've already knocked out 3 of them and booked 4. So we just want to make everybody aware this thing's going to keep going. It got a little weird for me after the baby was born. It became hard to do, but now I have a partner. Now I have a motivator. I have my hetero life mate. Emphasis on the hetero.
That's right.
All right. Take it easy, y'all.
Bye.
Go ahead, end it.